Welcome to Talk with Tina Weezy. I'm Tina Weezy. Join me every Sunday for a new video post. How weird would it be if I did videos this close up all the time? Do ASMR what? All right, everyone. So thanks for joining me again. And like I stated in a little video here before, this is going to be another recap of The Walking Dead. And this one is the episode called One More. This one is focusing on Aaron and Gabriel and their relationship. And they've actually been gone out hunting for the last few weeks, looking for supplies and food and whatever they can find to bring back to the group. They have in their hands, in their possession, is one of Maggie's maps. Because, Maggie had left for a while and she'd gone with Commonwealth. So she had a map in hand that had locations of, convenience stores, pharmacies, houses, or whatever it may be that had supplies that they hadn't checked or hadn't, that weren't replenished and empty. So they keep searching for food and supplies. They keep coming up empty-handed, and they keep just going to, one more place. They just find that they got to find one more. They find a house with garbage. They find, it's burnt down. They find some skeletal remains. They're, in an eternal embrace. It's all these things, and it seems like a grim and dark time, and it seems like Gabriel is almost giving up. He's definitely giving up on humanity and what's left of humanity in the human race. They use whatever tactics that they can to get to where they need. And what I mean by that is they've used kitchen timers to go off in the distance of tall grass to get the walkers out of there. They do come across a convenience store where it's filled with walkers, and so Gabriel goes to the roof to try and find a way in, and on the roof he finds yet another skeletal remains and another couple in an embrace. It's disparaging. It's very depressing. There's just nothing. They do kind of come across some food, and Aaron mentions that the cans have bubbled and they're no good. And like I said, they've been on the road for a few weeks, so after a while, it starts to get really depressing, and you just want to give up. You just want to go home. And I think Aaron's at that point where he just wants to go home. He just wants to go home and see Gracie. He just wants to be with his daughter. He just wants to not have to worry about every little turn that there's going to be walkers. At least with Alexandria, I should say, they did have some sort of security when they did have the walls. Even though the walls have been brought down, and with the whole war with the Whisperers, they still have some of their homes. They're still intact. They still have security there. So he wants to go home to that. They do come across a warehouse that seems abandoned, and it isn't on the map. So they think, hey, this has got to be a sign. It's got to be something good. And they go in, and of course, they separate to go in to case the place out, and Aaron comes across a wild boar locked in a room, freaks out, kills it. Gabe comes running, and they have a little chuckle. But they don't question the fact that how did the boar get in there? When did he get in there? Who put him in there? If somebody put him in there, are they still around? So they just see it as, oh, hey, yay, wow. What a great what a great thing we came across, you know. So they have a feast, and you know, while looking amongst everything, Gabriel also finds a bottle of booze. So they have a bit of a feast. They have some drinks, you know, and during that time, Gabriel says something that's really interesting. He says, "Real ministry isn't preaching from a pulpit. It's talking to people one on one on their own terms." This is a lesson he said that he learned from a mentor, a fellow preacher, minister. Evil people aren't the exception to the rule. They are the rule. So this just gives us, you know, this just shows us and proves to us more that he doesn't have much faith left in whatever is left of humanity. And so Aaron's just kind of like, well, you know, why do you still wear the, you know, the collar and stuff? And so they start talking about that, and I think it's almost more for a comfort at this point. You know, after so long of not ever, you know, not having food in their bellies or not having that much, you know, a bottle of booze between the two of them gets to them, and, you know, they've had a few drinks, so pass out. When Gabriel comes to, Aaron's no longer with him, and comes in another big bad, or so we seem to think. And it's no other than actor Robert Patrick. He plays the Liquid Terminator from Terminator 2. Plays a really great role. He's a scary guy. We find that he's got Aaron, and he wants to, you know, negotiate, and he wants to talk to these guys, and he wants to prove to them that, you know what, you're right. There is no humanity left, and, you know, there's everyone's out for themselves, so, you know, trust no one kind of thing. And Gabriel says, no, that's not really, you know, there are good people left out there. You know, we are good people. We don't want to hurt you. We're friends. We want to bring you to our community. You know, we have loved ones there. We're hunting, and we're out scavenging for our family and our friends. And you can do that. You can come and be there. And that's not, you know, you don't have to be alone anymore. And so he kind of lets his guard down, and he, you know, kind of, yeah, okay, kind of thing, starts to think that maybe he can. And as he introduces himself, he's untying Aaron, and out of nowhere, Gabriel kills him. So strikes him down. Aaron's like, what the heck, man? And Gabriel's like, we can't trust him. You know, he's said that he's done evil things. He confessed to this and blah, blah, blah. And he's a killer. You can't bring him around your daughter. And so Aaron's like, oh, I guess not. Okay. Kind of shocked. Like he had no idea what was going on. So, he ends up, Gabriel just like, okay, come on, like, let's go, like, picks up whatever, you know, gear is left, whatever food they find, whatever is left. And then they realize that he had his brother captured up in the roof, or up in the attic, and he had killed his brother's family. And so we realize that, yeah, Gabriel was in the right to kill him. And it's just a very interesting way we get to see the character development of Gabriel. When we first meet him, he's alone in his church. He had locked out his congregation. They had all been killed outside. He was guilty. He was shameful. He was fearful. He was a church mouse of a man. And now all of a sudden he is a very strong leader of our community. He has killed for our community and for his family, and to protect us, and us, I should say, protect them. You just get so involved in the story that you just feel like you're there. So, yeah, I think that Father Gabriel's character has had the most growth out of all the characters on The Walking Dead, but that's just my opinion. We've also seen a lot of growth in Aaron since we first met him. When we first met him, you know, he was like, "Hey, how are you? Kinda welcome to my, welcome to my community. Come here. We want you. Welcome. Here's a house." you know? And now he's more since Negan, since the Whisperers, since all of the betrayal, he's a lot more standoffish. He doesn't trust as easily. He's less skeptical of people, I feel. And so, and he's lost a lot of people. Like, he lost Eric. He's lost so many family and friends along the way that, he realizes that it's not just black and white anymore. It's not just good or bad. There are degrees to everything and everyone, and it's just, how far will you go for your family? And that's I guess he's learned that every person asks themselves that, how far would you go to protect your family? Because the next person that you meet, you got to realize they'll go just as far for their family. So I think he's less trusting on bringing people in. I think he walked away from being the scouts to bring people into Alexandria. He walked away from that, and he's now one of the more integral leaders. He was also with the helping with the construction of rebuilding Alexandria and Hilltop and stuff. So it's been a really interesting arch for both of them. And so that's my point of view, and that's what I wanted to say on regards to that episode. So hopefully we got this and it'll get uploaded, and because this isn't even AMC or anything. This is just somebody else's YouTube channel, actually. So I'm going to give credit to the channel Man of Recaps, because that's whose video I was watching. So thank you, Man of Recaps, for recapping our little video there. And I'm just going to get on with the next video.